What's going on, guys? It's Desha from the Saint Soldier Project, and today we have on a very special guest with us, someone very close to us, a medical esthetician. She's going to be bringing to the surface some of the truths and debunking some of the myths for all the hoo-has out there that are, throwing around anything on the internet and social media, talking about what it is to be in the business, and then also talking about her brand, Hebe Aesthetics, which provides all of the answers and solutions to what you guys need. So check us out, and let's get into the episode.
I had to, because if this doesn't work, we're fucked.
No, he's true. He's really true.
Okay, but
He's
yeah,
my technical guy.
yeah, that's good. We need a technical guy because I have no idea what the hell's happening. I'm just here for the vibes, guys. Well, my name is Pixie. Let's start off with my name. Obviously, we grew up together. I've known you guys my whole life. Me and Matab, obviously, were best friends where we used to bully you, right? And so that was fun,
What is an esthetician? Like a registered or just in general the term? Because it's kind of like, for me at least, it was like a new thing that came up in the last couple of years with the boom of like a lot of people doing this on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
So what is it besides like doing facials and spa treatments and stuff? Yeah. Like what's the medical side of this industry?
So the medical side is like, like you have to really dive into it, right?
Yeah.
Like people that do like aesthetics, they only know so much. And then you kind of really have to like take the initiative to really dive into like the medical part of it. So for me, like I got really lucky. Like I said, my dad's a chemist.
Yeah.
Surrounded by doctors my whole life. My brothers was forced to take sciences in high school, which I didn't want to do, but here we are today. It came to the advantage. And then obviously like the difference between
yeah, fucking heard the whole thing, man.
Yeah. But you know what? I was gonna say like we should have noises in there, like whatever going on. Like
I think it's good bloopers.
Yeah.
Bloopers.
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's perfect. That's good. It's loosening me up. It's making me feel better.
And the thing is, me especially, I don't know much about this field at the technical level, and Matab knows about at least some of it, right? And like he knows about the skincare stuff. I just do it how I've been taught to.
Yeah.
But I'm genuinely here to like, why not learn something, right?
Yeah.
So, and we can figure out maybe how all these people are doing it wrong, and me and Matab, who use nothing, we got good skin still. So
yeah,
maybe the answer is to do nothing.
Honestly,
I believe in that. I'm like very like natural.
I have a lot of people. I have a lot of people.
Less is more.
That have come to me for facials for the first time ever. And I'm like, oh, you really good skin, like, because I never like to demotivate people. I feel like everybody has good skin, right? But like to what potential your skin can be at, to what your goal is and like what you want to prevent. Like that's the whole point I do this, right? I educate people that, hey guys, we look good now, but like 10 years from now, you will look different. And if you don't want to get there, you have to take the necessary steps to prevent that. Because someone will come to me and be like, oh my God, my whole life, my skin has been amazing. I've never had issues. But I don't know, the last 2 years, like, I don't know what's happening. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's because your body changes every couple of years. It's also genetics. It's also hormones. It's also age. One day you wake up, you're old. You people don't realize you're like, I'm young. I got my whole life ahead of me. I got all these goals I want to do, all these things I have planned. And then you wake up one day and you're like, oh my God, I'm like 30 years old. Oh my God, I'm 40 years old. And then you take a look, you're like, oh. So it's like the same concept for skin.
Yeah.
I always like to tell people that when it comes to skin, people tend to forget that it is the largest organ on your body. Yeah. It is still an organ. You take care of your kidneys, you take care of your heart, you take care of all these other parts of your body, but why not your skin?
Very true.
Why are you forgetting about it? Is it just because it's all wrapped around you, it's keeping you safe, that you neglect the most important part of your body that's actually keeping you intact?
No, but you also can't see the degradation like immediately, right?
Yeah.
When you're like, you're not looking at your like thigh every day, or like your elbows or your the back of your arm being like, oh, like it's loosening up and stuff. You're absolutely right. And to your point with like, you wake up one day and you're old, that also comes from a feeling, right?
Yeah.
Because To 30, some people is young. To 25, some people is young. To some people are 40 and they think they're young. But it's how they always say that when they feel old.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that moment comes when you're like, oh man, like I feel like tired all the time, or like my eyes are always like dark. So it's a feeling. And I think through branding, through what you do, it's you always want to be selling or giving someone an experience and a feeling, right? That how do you feel every day? Do you feel fresh? Does your skin feel like tight? You know, how like looking young?
That's why
it's an important part.
That's why when every time somebody walks in and they tell me that, oh, Pixie, like, you know, I'm really not happy with my skin.
Yeah.
You know, it's a feeling. It's because I always tell my clients, and, you know, now I get to tell the world, right, being on this podcast today, is that the first thing you ever look at is literally yourself.
Yeah.
You wake up, besides like, you know, waking up to the partner next to you or your dog next to you, or, you know, just your pathway.
It's like you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, man,
every
I
day,
look good.
the first thing you look at in the mirror is a reflection of yourself.
Yeah.
And reflection comes from in and out, you know? Like, yes, I do aesthetics. Yes, I like to present the outer part of yourself to make you feel good, you feel better about yourself. But again, it's a reflection in and out. When someone is looking at themselves, they're like, I have all these scars, or why do I look tired? They naturally start to put themselves down without even realize what they're doing. And why I got into this industry is simply because I didn't want to see people be putting themselves down anymore. Yes, it is a little bit of a superficial industry.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about looks and how good you look and how good your skin is. Yeah. But it's also about self-care.
But health as well. Like this goes further than just like you said, right? You train your heart. Like we run to go outside. Like why are we not training or taking care of our skin? Like that stuff does catch up with you.
It does.
And it's true. Everybody needs that confidence. It affects your work in all platforms, right?
Yeah. So like I'm into skincare. Like I'll be honest, I like it and stuff. Like I like knowing and learning and stuff. I've done the thing when I first got into it, where like I was just using every single product and so many products, because like every product does something, right? So it's like, oh, if I use like hyaluronic acid, it's gonna make my skin more moisturized. But if I use vitamin C, then it will also brighten it. But if I use this, it's also doing this. So I just bought so many products, and it was like fun having like 12 care system or whatever, because it felt cool or whatever. And then I was like,
12-step routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like too much, right?
Yeah.
It's wild. And like, not that my skin drastically changed by doing like so many steps versus like a few steps. Also like you just learn and shit throughout the process. But how is like this, when it's like makeup or skincare, like now that like celebrities have gone into it, and then you have like Instagram people that are also like endorsing products and stuff. So because it's like huge, they're expensive, right? Like some of these products, like compared to like what you can buy at Shoppers for like $10 moisturizer, you can buy like $70-$80 moisturizer too.
Yeah.
And it's expensive at the same time. So like what in general, like how did it come to this point, you think? Like when it got so extreme, and then people also started doing like facial treatments, for example, because I don't think it was like that common back in the day. Like,
no,
you know what I mean? At least for us.
I feel like the biggest thing, like, you know, I really thought about like how it got to where it is today, because I'll tell you how I got here. It was the pandemic. The pandemic had striked this like movement of like different movements. People were trying different things. A lot of people were going through some crazy shit at that time. You know, they were dealing with their own demons. They were dealing with demons that they were surrounded around. You know, dealing with the fact that maybe their life came to shambles because the career path that they had chosen didn't choose you.
Yeah.
You know, like unfortunately we live in a world where it's very corporate, that you can get replaced like this.
Yeah.
That's why everybody started their own businesses, their own this, their own that. So I feel like with skincare, it became very popular because number one, all you had was your phone at that time, and people needed something to do. And then another thing was that people were really good with skincare knowledge, some people, right? And another thing was why I felt like it became very popular, because everyone started eating sugar during the pandemic. So people's skin changed. People's bodies changed.
And the masks too, actually, right?
Yeah,
Like
And
those
the
are
masks.
those are
They're
screwing people's
constantly
face
wearing
up.
masks. They're like, oh my God, I never had
Yeah.
acne, and I have acne only in this area.
No vitamin D.
Yeah.
Nobody's going outside. That's
Yeah.
actually a good point. Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
so
so
many
like,
people.
I've really thought about it,
The
and I was
mask
like, it was the
all this
pandemic.
acne here, man. For me, so much acne for masks.
Yeah.
maskne.
Yeah, it was maskne.
Maskne, yeah.
People were coming for facials like, I don't understand why it's right here. And I'm like, it's because of the mask, because you're wearing it and all the bacteria that is around your mouth,
Gone.
you're putting back on.
You have no idea how hard that is wearing it with a
Holy
beard.
shit.
Oh my God,
like,
I
you
can
start-
imagine.
You start
the dent, yo?
breathing.
Remember the dent?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get a dent in my
That's the
beard,
worst.
right? Because where the thing would end, my beard would like stick out of
Stick
it.
out.
And then also like all the air you're breathing, like the-
Yeah, it's just like circulating.
and it's just like getting moist in your
Musty,
beard.
yo,
So I had to like
musty
take it off,
That is hilarious.
put it back on.
I
Every
know,
time.
it was hard. And then see, that was the thing. Once you take it off, you put it back on,
Yeah.
you transferred bacteria onto your skin.
Remember the masks on the on the mirror, the central mirror? Like people
Yeah.
had like 9, 10 do it just because you had to go grocery store, right?
There you
Just
go.
throw it on quickly
There
or
you
whatever.
go.
So, but that you're saying this kick started like the
I do.
the
I
movement
do.
a lot.
Everyone has their opinion.
No,
like,
it's not an opinion.
Like,
it's got to be.
That's what
fact.
I-
It's,
You're right,
it's
though. That's what
definitely
I
a
saw.
fact,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
what I saw,
and
yeah.
like, cause like, then people started becoming like doing at-home facials,
Yeah.
catering for the market that could not go to the spas because we were not a mandatory business. Okay, I'm this girl or this guy that goes for monthly treatments. This pandemic happened. I can't go to my treatment lady. What the hell am I gonna do?
Yeah.
So then, you have professionals that started giving skincare advice at home to keep their reputation, to keep their business flowing, and just kind of like when they're ready to get back into the market after the pandemic is over, that they have some foundation, that they didn't go into the
A lot
blimp.
of businesses like
Yeah.
like self-made or like even these kind of like whatever social media kind of this world, it boomed in pandemic. You're right.
Yeah.
Like
You were kind of discussing the idea of like how you've been surrounded by, doctors and that
Very
having
lucky
that
in that sense.
have that kind of resource, and your dad especially, right?
Yeah.
Like this guy's
Yeah, I would not be here
the man,
today
yeah.
No, he's
if
the
I
man.
wasn't for my dad and my
Yeah.
mom.
So-
This was my mom's idea. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I do
both of your
wedding
parents,
planning, right?
both of your parents.
Yeah, like my dad was like, I will help you with the knowledge part. Like yes, this is skincare industry. He's done skincare and hair his whole life.
Yeah, give me like a 2-minute rundown. Actually, even I know probably like 30-40% of it, but give like a 2-minute rundown on who actually is your dad, like the credibility that he's done, because like this guy was explaining to me, he's like made formulations for Laurier, like he is
Mark Anthony.
Head and Shoulders.
Yeah,
So,
Head and
so
Shoulders.
give us run it down. Give
You
us
guys
a
remember
2-minute.
No Tears, the L'Oreal thing? He used to make
shit,
that back in the day.
stung, man.
Yeah, I know. You lied, man.
Yeah.
You lied. The formulation was right. We were still in the ghetto at the time, so we were figuring it out,
Because we would try it with the eyes open on purpose.
Yeah,
right?
I remember. Yeah, so my dad obviously is like, I'm not saying this because he's my dad. He's the most brilliant man I've ever met in my life. And I'm so lucky to be surrounded around that energy and to be a prodigy of that man. Hopefully somewhere in the genetics, it like sparks.
Yeah.
Right? But like he's a chemist. He's been through a lot. He was a soap manufacturer in India, in Ludhiana. And then he had manufactured and promoted himself over to Africa, where he worked for Idi Amin, actually. Like he's like that dictator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like that was like obviously back in the day, and my dad's obviously old, right? So he used to work under one of his factories. And then eventually he moved to New York. He did not have his business there. He started from the ground up because you're starting in an American life. He had given up everything for his family. And eventually he found his way over to Canada, and that's where I was born, right? And that's when he actually ended up meeting a business partner who was Jewish. They worked at the same factory together as just people that worked on the line.
Yeah.
They both had brilliant ideas. They had a connection, and then they ended up deciding to have a partnership, and then he just built his future from there. And it was really cool because the steps that he had taken, the stories that he has shared with me, like he was making product at home.
Yeah.
He was figuring out formulations with a kayaking paddle. One time he told me, he's like, I bought like a massive drum, you know, for $200. He's like, at that time, you know, that's all I could afford, you know? And like he bought a paddle, like a kayaking paddle, and then he started mixing things at home. Let's see how the formulation works. Let's see the texture. Let's see this. And that's how like the business started.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
And then of course the post that he held for a while was that he like ran 2 like factories, right?
Yeah. He had one in Chicago, and he had one obviously in Toronto. He did have one in India, but you know his main clientele was American and Canadian, right? North American, provided to Walgreens, Walmart, Shoppers, CVS, a lot of American places. So that was really cool. So I got a really good like knowledge from him. Yeah, to how to maneuver the business, the way I maneuver it today.
Yeah, but as a chemist, but also like your dad's a businessman too, like just straight up in all endeavors. Yeah. Right. So, anyways, thank you.
So let's talk about that then. Let's just jump over to the business part of it.
Why
instead,
not?
Right? And so like all our family generally are all like business minded, right?
We're lucky in that sense.
100%. So we kind of like same with us and yourself, right? Yeah. We kind of like grow into that world, and like I think eventually we all lean into it, no matter how how many 9 to 5s and whatever we do. You know, it's like so much of our world and our like upbringing that it matters, right?
So like how it got to this sense was, I knew since I was young I never wanted to work for somebody. Like, you know, being, you know, Manjeet Singh's daughter, you know, and like the princess I was, very lordly, very sweet, always kept, you know, nicely, daddy's little girl, right? Yeah. Like 100%, like I told myself, like, I want to be like him. Yeah. I want to be a boss, you know, like I knew I always had a creative side in me. So I just needed to figure out where I can portray that creative side, where I feel happy in that circle. And I've tried other businesses before. You know, I had my own little event planning business way back in the day. It was called Eternity Events. Yeah. That was a fun little adventure. You know, my parents obviously were very supportive because they're Kitty people. So I got a lot of the Kitty people to come to these events and, you know, help my business grow.
Yeah. That's a big industry, right?
Yeah, it was a really cool industry. The events.
Event planning.
Yeah, event planning. And then, you know, eventually, like, even like the mentors around me, all independent, you know, all had an idea. Right. And put work into that idea.
And I think the base of it is that the important part is that it's, you can't just be a businessman at the core. Like you need to have something that you know, like pushes you, something that, passion, but like passion. I want to find a nicer word for it in the sense that something that's driving you, something that's like, you know, like you
something actually, more than like just the money.
And something that you've been surrounded by, right? So for us, it has been jewelry. For you, it's been aesthetics. It's been glamour, right? Your mom always been the glam queen.
Yeah, it's always been glamour in my life.
The glam queen, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, she is.
She is absolutely. Everyone knows that, queen, right? Yo. Everyone knows that. Maybe look, you being inside, like everybody from the outside knows that like Gonanti like is the boss, right? For that kind of and
she's a showstopper.
So how did you take? So how do you take something like that kind of core element of aesthetics, whatever you like to do, and then turn that? How did you kind of start maneuvering and turning this into like something that could generate an income, something that you could live off of, so that you have, I mean, my mind goes to, you had to figure out which machines, right? I don't even know. I've seen your room. We're going to, you know, we'll drop a picture. We'll show people what that looks like, but it's insane the amount of technical and like knowledge you need to have. Okay. Then the research that you did on your certificate side and the knowledge that you gained on actually making this as a profession, right? And then marketing it and making it into a business in general. So long answer, we're going to have a lot of interruptions going through, but like tell us kind of like a little bit about that, how you took that core and, you know.
Honestly, I'll be really honest. Like everything happened in pandemic. Like I'm telling you, during that time, it's like, when people were going through what they were going through, because everybody was going through challenges, you either decided if you're going to do something about it, or you're just going to live in it. And at that moment, I decided to do something about it. So I decided to take upon and try this field out. It was just for the shits, just to see how it would go. One person came, loved what I did. They kept coming. I had no marketing. I was not on Google. I had no marketing. It's just word of mouth. And it just kind of like expanded on its own.
Because you used to do it in your basement, right?
Yeah, I did it in my basement when there was like no room.
Yeah.
And then like women just kept coming because they're like, oh, I saw this lady's face. She looks so good. I asked her who did it. And she told me you did it. I was like, yeah, like come on in, And then one day I come back and I'm still in the process of school. I haven't even graduated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I started it before I even graduated because I already did some certification, but I went ahead and got the diploma after. So I really took the initiative to educate myself. I didn't sit there, wait to go to school. I went online, I figured it out. I figured out these machines before even finishing school, a lot of research, and it comes from a lot of experience because I had a lot of issues in the aesthetic industry when I was younger. So when I got to my business side, I started to realize that, okay, like I don't want to help for like the general public, Obviously, I'm there for that. But I want to help the people that actually experience issues. Like whether like, oh my God, I have been, doing laser hair removal for like 5-6 years and it hasn't worked. And then they're like, what the hell? Why isn't it working? Is it me? Is something wrong with me? And you lose your confidence and you're always on high alert that I gotta do this, And because I went through that experience where I did laser for like 5 years and it never worked. Mm-hmm. And I literally was like, I give up. Like, this is not going to work.
What does a laser even do though?
So laser is like, honestly, a very broad thing.
Tell us about that machine itself.
Yeah, like laser is such a broad machine, like broad thing, There's different kinds of lasers. There's like diode lasers. Then there's IPLs. And then there's a bunch of other type of lasers that can fall under ultrasound and all these other different topics. But laser is just technically a controlled light that is meant to either help with skin texture, tone, melasma, sunspots, promoting collagen, as well as, when the targeted light is hit at a targeted function, you can change that into working with killing bacteria. So if someone wants to come in with an acne treatment, lasers are not only for hair removal, which is like something people don't know.
No, I just learned that today.
Yeah. People are like, oh yeah, acne, I need a facial. Well, you don't need a facial. There's also very intense laser machines that go deep into your dermis and actually kill the bacteria that's producing this acne.
Right. So, but what about the I think of that and I just think no, that's so natural. That's, it's got to be burning your skin. It's got to be burning you to some degree. So
it's not a comfortable treatment.
Yeah. But
no,
is it also,
it hurts,
do we know the long-term,
The long-term effects are just your lifestyle is so much easier. If you're somebody that's constantly experiencing excessive hair growth or acne at such a severe level and that you're not feeling confident, these treatments, they give you long-term results, yes, they take a series, Rome isn't built in a day. I hate when people tell me, oh, it's not working. Nothing happens in one day.
Yeah.
I'm not a plastic surgeon as much as I would love to do that.
Yeah.
It's not the reality. Yeah. It does take a few treatments. But once you get there, you realize that, oh, my acne is not coming back due to hormonal stress. Or it's not coming back because every time I eat a chocolate bar, I pop a pimple. It controls that aspect. So you're able to have a normal lifestyle. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be constantly on high alert about not having a chocolate bar. I love chocolate.
Yeah.
We all love chocolate.
So, but I'm seeing so much of people doing it now way more than before. And I know we already talked about it a little bit, COVID and stuff, people having their own
Everyone's
business.
an esthetician.
Yeah.
More, obviously there's more accessibility to it. Before I thought that you'd have to go to a bougie spa to get this kind of stuff done. I didn't know that there was local clinics for this, right?
Yeah.
But I feel everyone's just doing treatments now and not changing their how they look or whatever, but improving it, changing it, whatever, all that kind of stuff. That's to each their own, right? But there's just so much of that happening. There's someone that followed us on the page. She does body modifications.
Okay, that's cool.
It's like
body contouring, that
yeah,
kind of
but
thing.
through the use of like suctions and stuff like that.
Yeah, like cool machines that help diminish fat cells.
It's just man, I was on
Stuff
my
like that.
fucking Instagram. Just like an ass shows up. Just
Yeah.
the whole ass.
Yeah. That's very normal. That's very
shows up. I'm
normal.
like,
Yeah,
yo.
because people
And I
do
was
like
like-
booty lifting
I was like,
treatments now.
fuck, man, what even is this?
I was gonna fix my watch.
The industry is insane,
and
man.
Tom just said that shit. I'm like, did we just say that on the pod?
No, I'll show you.
Yeah.
A whole ass?
Yeah, it's a body sculpting page.
bare
right?
ass.
And it's just the whole ass showed up.
Like
I'm
those
like,
disposable thongs.
yeah, 100%. And I was like, what the hell is this even?
That's so
So
funny.
then I'm like, I was
absurd.
like, wow. And then I looked into the page.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is this?
Rightfully so.
Yeah. And then but I'm like, yo, like, why are we at this level where this is happening? Like, why can't we just go to the gym? You know what I mean? Or do whatever.
It's also the surgical life now.
That's the thing, yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
estheticians, everyone's an esthetician, you know, everyone's a skin influencer.
Everyone, yeah.
Everyone this, that, you know, like my mom.
Like it's diluted it almost.
Yeah,
right?
it's diluted the market into its legitimacy.
Yeah.
Who can you take legitimate information from?
Sure.
You know, what people fail to realize with these TikTok influencers, Instagram influencers, number one, they're getting paid. Mm-hmm. They don't actually give a shit what's happening to your skin.
Yeah.
It's not free advice. I'll tell you that. Okay. Number two, every person is different. Every person's genetics are different. Every person's lifestyle is different. So how can you fully say that this product is really as good as it is?
It's like the fitness industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that
There's
one is
just-
so
Yeah.
heavily,
It's
like,
so
holy
heavily-
shit.
it's like-
Everyone that has some sort of decent physique,
Yeah.
things that they're able to give, like physical or medical knowledge.
I think it's very important that you realize that that's worked for you in your special case of whatever your conditions are, right? Same with physique.
Yeah.
Like Madab and my physique is different. Madab's and another person's physique is different. Like, yes, there's a general like rule of thumb of what you should do and how, you know, to be healthy and physically active, but like it is different for everybody.
Same
What
with like
works for-
skincare, like drink water, hydrate, like things like things like
Yeah.
things. But
two things.
Yeah.
Drinking water and sugar. Like, let's hit me with sugar first. Like, how bad is actually sugar for your skin? I sometimes wonder.
Sugar ages you.
yeah,
That's for
you.
sure. Ages you. It
Okay.
literally ages you.
So it doesn't give you like acne as much.
It does, but it could give you acne because what sugar does to you is it like spikes all your levels in your body, right? And like everyone's genetics are so different. Someone can eat a lot of sugar and get one pimple. Someone can eat a lot of sugar and get a lot of pimples. So what people tend to forget, or some people can eat sugar and never get a single pimple. That is where genetics play into part, you know? And it's not just sugar people need to worry about. It's the most common thing you have all the time, which is coffee. Coffee also strikes acne, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People tend to forget that. For guys, it's protein shakes sometimes, you know, because there's a lot of sugar, there's a lot of things in there that can spike your levels and perspirate on your skin, technically.
What is
and
it? Press break?
Like perspirate, like that comes out. It
I see,
starts
I see.
to come out onto
Yeah.
your skin, right? And like, because eventually, like, you know, it has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And eventually, if it's not channeling inside, it's gonna channel outside.
the coffee thing, even like
Yeah.
you know, actually know a joke about the coffee thing.
Yeah.
It's like it ages you.
It
I'm like,
does.
listen, yo. I'm like, if I'm like 85 and I look 87. I'm okay then. I'm not because then I've had 85 years of good coffee.
That's so jokes. Everyone's like, a lot of people are, I'm not a coffee drinker.
Yeah.
I only drink coffee when I go to Europe because it doesn't like make my heart race.
Yeah.
And it just makes me feel very European. You know what
You
I
can
mean?
have like
It's
half
espresso.
you can do like half decaf, half regular if you don't want to like have
No,
jitters
we-
and stuff.
Okay, I'm like the type of person that if you go in, you go all the way in.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what
no,
I mean?
I'm a-
There's like daredevil shit. It's
I
like,
just
you
need
can take
coffee,
it all.
man.
Yeah.
It's like it's. But that's the thing. So it's when you have something like that, when you especially enter a field like this, like health, fitness, skincare, people they sometimes overdo it. I don't know how much you've seen it, and I'm a
Yeah.
big advocate for this. I've talked about this on like an episode previously before that like you have to make your life sustainable. Like I like coffee, you know what I mean? Like I also need it, and if giving it up means that I'm going to age a little bit, that's fine by me. But like there's other areas that I can improve, which is why I maybe asked for the sugar. Yeah. Like I can lessen sugar in other areas.
Yeah.
So I think that's super
balance.
important. Yeah, it's balance, but like also
balance.
don't give up things that make you
Happy.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Not everything is something you can fall into, but like dropping some things, but like living a sustainable, I know I need my coffee at least once or twice a day. This is what it's my drink. But maybe that extra chocolate bar, or like adding sugar somewhere else maybe, or drinking more. If I drink a coffee, I know I have to drink extra 2 bottles of water, right? Or like something like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's also important. Do you kind of go through that? Like, do estheticians provide consultation as well? Like, or is that?
We always provide consultations. Like, we should be providing consultations, because there's a lot of people that just kind of don't do that. You know, and it's not just about consultation, but education, right? Like, you want to educate the client why you are telling them what you are telling them. Yeah. Because with the information you come with in this field, it is a costly information, you know? You're not coming here and you're going to be like, yeah, it's going to be a one-time fix, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're going to be coming repeatedly. You're going to be doing these treatments repeatedly. You're going to be paying repeatedly, right? So to make them understand why they're doing that and what's happening to them, it's very, very important to have these consultations, because, you know, it really depends on the person. Some people just want a quick fix. Some people are actually here for the long game. If you're someone that eats a lot of sugar, or even goes to the gym a lot, does all these things, these treatments are good for you guys. Because, like, for men, for example, their lifestyle is very physically active. You know, they sweat a lot on their face, but they don't realize that their pores are getting large. That's why they look like they have like sometimes like holes in their face. It's very common for men, because you guys produce more oil just naturally because of testosterone, right? So these things, you know, they make a difference. That's why it's good to do treatments, so you can maintain your lifestyle and still indulge in the things you want to indulge in, like coffee or chocolate, or like, you know, occasionally going on a binge. It's okay. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable that the fact that, oh my God, if I do this, everything's going to go in reverse with what I've been working for. The whole point is, like, you know, you go to the gym a lot, so when you go on vacation, you can indulge.
Yeah, I think
because you've done the work.
Another big thing is like general diet, right? Like, food is not the greatest anymore.
Yeah.
So that also causes more issues, and then essentially makes people have to do more treatments and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But that's like I just seen so much of a boom. Like, honestly, it's just so many people are doing things.
TikTok. TikTok made it really boom. It catered to like an older clientele and a younger clientele, because I feel like our age group is very Instagram. Yeah. And then the ones that are a little bit younger than us, a little bit older than us, are very TikTok. Because TikTok is so easy, so quick. Everyone's attention spans are like 30 seconds now. It's like easy for them to learn something in 30 seconds rather than sitting there for 20 minutes and trying to like understanding something. Yeah. So that's a big thing. TikTok really changed the game. I do like what China's doing now, is like now they're not letting people that are not certified in certain practices to give information. If you are not a certified doctor, certified dietitian, you cannot be giving that information out to the general public.
Your page will get like blocked.
That's so good.
I think that's amazing.
That's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So good.
Australia does something, I don't remember the details, but they do something where under 16 years of old, under 16
years of old.
He took his time to figure
that out. Under 16 years of age. Yeah. The app has this like verification process that they can't even get on, like they can't even make an Instagram account.
That's good.
I have to double check. Yeah, it's something like that, where it's like they've made it a lot harder for kids to get. Obviously there's ways around it, I'm sure. Yeah. But the China thing, that's super good.
Yeah, China thing was amazing.
Nonsense. There's so much garbage on the internet. Yeah. And it like infuriates me. Whether it's like stuff that I know that just works or doesn't work, and then they're like, no, do this.
And then there's a lot of naive people.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a lot of naive people that are taking this advice. Like, I'll tell you the worst trend ever that I hate.
I know what you're gonna say.
Which one?
Microneedling.
No, that's another one. I'm going to get to that one. The dermaplaning one. Well, so it's like a single blade. Okay. That you use on your skin.
Oh, sorry. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say.
So it just goes down and you're just doing it. You're like dermaplaning at home. Dermaplaning is done with a surgical blade. You cannot be uncertified and have that blade you can't have that. It's
Yeah.
illegal, first of all. Number two, like, it's a scalpel. It's a
Yeah,
surgical
crazy
scalpel. You
sharp.
can actually dissect someone.
Yeah, you'll kill yourself.
With that scalpel.
You'll-
You know,
like,
you can
cut
actually
something, yeah.
really hurt somebody. You know, I'm not gonna say I haven't nipped my 1-2 people. They still come back. I love you guys. You know,
It's okay. It happens.
I made
It
my
happens.
mistakes when
It
I
happens.
first started. You know, a little nip here or something. It happens. But yeah, it is a very intense scalpel. So, what people are selling in Sephora, those little, you know, dermaplaning.
Plastic ones,
yeah,
yeah.
they're literally just single blade shaving.
Yeah, yeah.
things, you
You're just
know?
shaving like fine hairs.
You're just
off your
shaving your
face.
hair. You know, and you're damaging the dermis of your skin because you're technically scraping it, because you're constantly going like this. It's a repeated motion,
Yeah.
right? Going like this. You're scraping it.
Because I've seen the videos where they put like
Yeah.
powder on their face, and then
my
they'll
gosh.
take it off, and then they'll be like, "Look at all the."
I get
shit that
goosebumps and
came.
I'm sad. I was like, I'll give you 10% off.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
No,
you
I know. Yeah, that's the one I meant to say. Not
Not
microneedling, but
microneedling.
because I know that's common. But
Yeah, yeah.
because that's the one I remember.
Yeah.
I first asked you a while
That
ago.
has definitely spiked a crazy increase in people's acne.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, I'm getting acne. I don't know why. And I always tell them it's because you're shaving.
So we can like not perfect segue to the next one. Like, what's something that we'll start with the positive. Like, what are people that should be doing like right off the bat? Like, I know sunscreen always is a good thing.
Yeah.
Wash your face.
Yeah.
Day and night or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Sunscreen, moisturizer, like three basics.
Yeah.
Like, what is something that people that's out of the normal kind of knowledge of everyone, right? Like drink water, blah blah blah, that people should be doing.
That
like-
should be doing.
That's like you can do it today. That's
It's a
like
really good question.
yeah, something that they can do today that doesn't cost them a ton of money that they can go and buy or do or whatever. That's like this will help you, and you don't even need to like do some crazy extra steps.
That's a really interesting question because there's so many different variants. Like there's trends
Yeah,
that I would be like, oh, they're really good, you know? And then there's some things like, it just depends. Like if you're talking about like skincare, right?
Yeah.
Like what is something that people should just be incorporating regardless, right? Yeah, sunscreen is definitely one of them.
you can say
Like,
sunscreen. 'Cause
Yeah,
I know
like
that's
sunscreen.
because I think sunscreen is not something that everyone is.
Yeah.
I for one was not doing it.
religiously.
Not every day for sure.
Yeah, not
and I would only do
religiously.
it when I would go to
Out.
like out.
Yeah.
Out as in like out like beaches or
Yeah.
vacation
When
and
you
stuff.
think
'Cause I thought
you're
that's when I
gonna
would
be
need
into
it
the
only.
sun, yeah.
But sunscreen has like beyond just nice skin has like actual health benefits.
Yeah,
like
it has a lot
skin
of different
20
cancer.
properties.
seconds, but
yeah.
does sunscreen need to be worn at night?
No, it
Oh,
does
nighttime,
not.
what the fuck?
What is
It
what,
does
I've
not.
seen this. I've seen this over. It's like you need to
You
wear
need to wear sunscreen indoors because
Okay.
An
So
overcast,
I
an
do think
overcast.
indoors.
Yes,
Yes.
in overcast. You still need to wear
Yes.
sunscreen.
Yes.
the UV is
yes.
going through, bro.
You need to wear sunscreen every single
Every single
goddamn
day,
day. I'm
Winter,
telling
sun, it
you,
doesn't matter.
I did not understand the importance of it. And it's crazy because I always reflect to all the experiences that I've had in my life
Yeah.
that would lead me to where I am today. And I had no idea. Like, like sunscreen was very religious in my house.
Yeah.
My mother, even if I said I put sunscreen on, she would literally sit in the car and be like, do it in front of me.
Yeah.
She's like, do it in front of me. I'm like, okay, woman, it's just sunscreen. And then this is me in like middle school and high school. She's putting it in my backpack. And I'm like, this woman's actually psycho, okay?
Yeah.
Leave me alone with the sunscreens because I used to play soccer,
knew.
right? And then it's funny because then obviously when somebody makes you do it so much, it becomes a habit, right?
Yeah, it's just-
Subconscious
yeah.
habit, like brushing your teeth. You have no idea why you're doing it, but you know you're doing
Yeah.
it, right? And then I got into this field and then I started educating myself and then I learned all the different properties of what sunscreen does for you.
Yeah.
It's a barrier. It's a skin
Yeah,
barrier,
yeah.
right? It helps you with UVA, UVB rays, right? The lights from the indoors, the outdoor lights, the pollution around the world, right? Like you're always moving, the greasiness and bacteria on your hands. It's a barrier. It goes on top of the sunscreen. So when you wash your face at nighttime and you take a shower, you are taking off some of that barrier. that protection layer. That's what sunscreen is there to do. It's to protect the skin from pollution, from, UV lights and all these different things. And, it's a really good and underrated thing, because when I first started the business, the biggest thing I noticed was everybody wore moisturizer, but nobody wore sunscreen.
So what's the first thing like someone should go buy? Like, what's the specs? There's always like that, like 50 FPS, 40 FPS. Like, what do you need?
I'm going to give the real and rawest information.
Yeah.
And this is something my dad said, because he's like, everything's a gimmick, Pixie. Like, and I'm straight up here to tell you, everything is a gimmick. This industry is a gimmick, but to an extent, it is there to help.
It's become
people.
a gimmick.
It's become a gimmick.
Yeah, it's becoming. There's some truth to it. There's fundamental
some
truth
truth to it. Yeah.
The money in this industry is crazy.
Yeah,
right?
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Like there are some people that have skincare issues is why this industry was created, right? People that like,
they target the vulnerability. Right?
It's the closest thing to de-aging, which anybody will pay any price for.
Exactly, right? So with like sunscreen and skincare products and what you need, you definitely need hyaluronic serums. This is just a water-based serum that just that your body produces already. You're just putting it on topically because, every year women start to age in their mid-20s. Men start to age in their 30s. So you lose around 1% of your collagen every year, When women hit around, menopause, they lose up to 30% in just 5 years. That's where the sudden age kind of changes.
What age is that?
Usually menopause can start around 45 to 50 and then 50
That's
plus.
when women get a rapid age difference?
Yeah, that's when people start to be like, oh my God, I've never had these issues for all of these 45 years, and now all of a sudden there's a change.
Okay, so something water-based?
Yeah, water-based, hyaluronic serum. I'm a simple girl. I like simple routines, unless you're somebody that has a complicated skincare issue. That's where complicated skincare routines go into. You need a moisturizer. You need a sunscreen. You need a serum. Those are my 3 basics for the daytime. Yeah. If you're not, because I have a lot of clients that they just don't want to do it. There's a lot of people in the industry that are trying to educate people about doing the 5-6 steps, which does make a bigger difference, right? But sometimes you got to hit the market that doesn't want to do all that, but still needs something to do.
That's the biggest market. You don't need to convince someone who enjoys skincare to do skincare.
Yeah.
It's always the people that look at the difference. And when someone actually can see that massive difference, people will be like, damn, I could look like that, or I can still repair my skin.
Making it simple for them, you know what I mean? Don't just so then that they can grow into doing more complicated skin if they need to, more complicated or more involved.
I've always wondered, and I go back with so give me the what's the layering that as a man, what do I need to do for the base, the second, and obviously sunscreen's always on top, right?
Yeah, sunscreen's always on top.
And some people put a mist on top, even on top of that.
Everything else is just fun and just a little bit of extra hydration.
Wash your face, moisturizer, sunscreen. Actually, hold on. Wash your face, serum, moisturizer, sunscreen.
I was about to
say. What it is?
That's what it is.
Serum, moisturizer, sunscreen.
Yeah. Because serum is usually you want to get a good serum that has a really small molecule. This is where I feel I kind of grown in my industry, because everyone's I talk about the chemistry side of things.
I see that, yeah.
Yeah, smaller the molecule, the deeper it penetrates into your skin.
Makes sense.
The deeper it penetrates into the skin, the faster the effect, the faster the results, and it's more long term, rather than just sitting on top of your skin and repeatedly putting on something for it to get to some degree of penetration.
Hyaluronic is a game changer. I've been using it for a long time.
Yeah,
I love
it is.
hyaluronic
It's a
acid.
great,
Yeah.
and you know what? There's not every hyaluronic serum is great.
Yeah.
Because people don't know that there's different grades of hyaluronic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's an A grade, B grade, C grade. A grade is usually the cheaper one. B grade is the middle price. C grade is a small one, right? The most expensive one, because the molecule is smaller. It's more purified. So the more purified the hyaluronic, usually it's more expensive, but it really does vary. Sometimes the most expensive product isn't the best product.
Yeah, I agree.
I was just gonna ask, like, so
Yeah.
what does somebody do? Because like,
What is it called? No, what's that? brand?
Laneige or
No,
La Roche-Posay?
La Mer.
Lumiere.
Yeah, La Mer is like crazy
Lumiere.
expensive.
Yeah.
Right? That's that French brand or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That brand is like significant, because Sephora sells it. It's like
Yeah.
significantly more expensive.
So with Sephora, it's a makeup skincare
Yeah.
place. It's not like you don't go because like they're makeup artists.
Yeah.
They're not there to certify to see what your skin is gonna be. Like a lot of these have like nice moisturizers that are like $85 with like hyaluronic acid, but it's a very thick barrier, right? It's really good for when you're putting on makeup because it just has that density.
glue to it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a glue to it,
Yeah.
yeah. But then you're using certain sunscreens from like different places if you actually go to like registered estheticians and proper skincare clinics.
Yeah, like the brands you can't purchase, right?
Yeah,
Like
brands you
normally,
can't
yeah.
purchase off the counter
Skin
that are
or whatever.
prescribed specifically for your skin
Yeah.
by a professional.
Yeah.
You know, that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is cool that Sephora is offering Dermalogica.
There's a big, yeah, that's right. I've seen that.
Yeah.
There's a big, like, obviously divide. Like I've purchased so many things from Sephora. I've like dabbled and tried different brands or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you find obviously through trial and error like what works. Like Kiehl's is a
That's
good one
it,
for me,
yeah.
right? Things like that. Like Kiehl's and Laneige. I love those two brands.
Yeah.
They're clean. They smell fresh.
I don't like Kiehl's.
Kiehl's. You don't like Kiehl's?
I don't know why.
Yo, man, we could have got a Kiehl's sponsorship, yo.
So sponsor him.
Nah, I fucking love Kiehl's. Yo, Kiehl's is expensive, yo.
Tell me why I should buy Kiehl's.
No, okay, I'm gonna start again. Don't say you don't like it. I'm gonna tag Kiehl's in this reel.
That was jokes. He's like, shut the fuck
I
up,
know.
please, man.
Yo, if Laneige sponsor,
We like
if
everybody.
Laneige could sponsor me, yo, that'd be lit, yo.
That would be lit.
I want La Roche-Posay.
La Roche-Posay is cool.
Yeah. There's Cicaplast cream.
Yeah.
I like Caudalie as well.
Cica, anything with Cica is really
I
good.
love that because my hands in the winter get so dry.
Yeah.
That's like a lotion Vaseline kind of mix.
Yeah.
It's the perfect consistency.
You know what?
If it's not expensive, I don't want it.
It's bougie, man. That's what it is.
No, I'm kidding, but
It's
that's the
true,
thing.
though. It makes you feel
but
good when you buy
Lemaire,
expensive shit.
Like La Mer, right? La
Yeah.
Mer is like $200 a tiny bottle of moisturizer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. But
And you know what?
what
like,
makes them so... I know like the ingredients are probably better, blah, blah, blah. Just something
no,
like...
but genuinely,
but you don't know, right?
That's what I wanted to ask. Like, how can someone do an affordable, be healthy and keep it affordable without like getting caught up in this like?
You can though.
Mess.
You don't have to, like. I don't think people have to go to like Shoppers. Sephora to get all this stuff. Like Shoppers got fantastic products.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they
I
do.
use Nivea for
They
years.
actually have a proper skincare. Okay, I hate Nivea. I like Nivea as a body cream, very hydrating, very nice. But I always tell my people to stay away from it because it creates milia. Milia is like a little whitehead that like is underneath your skin, and when people try to poke it out, it doesn't come out. It actually needs to be like with a needle. I need to poke it. And I need to squeeze it out. It's a little painful, but to get it out. And if you don't take it out on time, it tends to spread. Sometimes you make up with one, and then there's like 17 more that just kind of happen. You ever see people where they have like little dots? Like
Yeah.
very, very tiny dots.
Okay.
Right? Those are melias usually. They're not whiteheads. That comes from heavy duty creams. Nivea is a very heavy duty
Yeah, it's like a
cream.
paste.
Yeah, it's a paste.
I love it. No, I don't love it. But my skin is generally tight. So I never had like issues with like pores opening up or anything like that.
Genetics.
Same with
Yeah.
him. Yeah,
Genetics,
genetics.
bro. Yeah, like
Genetics,
we can't.
man.
Yeah, we can't sit here and be like, yo, we've had all these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
conversations
it's
and
true.
stuff.
There's
It's just, yeah, we haven't. Right?
genetics
Like,
make a really, really
Yeah,
important, a really
absolutely.
important part.
Yeah, but what was I gonna say? For the, I mean, I want to bring this up, and everybody's gonna.
Yeah,
I know the
tell
reaction
me.
I'm gonna get. It's Korean skincare, bro.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. But also a gimmick to an extent.
No, but I think it's.
Yeah.
I think no. I think it's real, but then now it's like. That reaction that if you say Korean skincare, everybody's like, yeah, best.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
do you actually know?
There's so much. It's like cucumber. This,
Yeah.
For Korean skincare,
they made like flavors now, right? So
Yeah.
like now you're just getting too much. Like they're taking advantage of what something of
Yeah.
a good thing. They're
like
taking advantage
yeah,
of it.
like
Yeah,
Korean,
yeah.
probably like the core Korean skincare.
it's very
became,
clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Korean
Okay.
products are very clean.
Simple, right?
Very simple. Very like organic.
But what are they doing different than like these
It's,
like?
the only thing that they're doing different is that their products are way more hydrating. It gives you this glossy effect. When your skin is overly like overall hydrated. You see fine lines that are not starting to appear. Your skin looks more fresh. You look glossy. People are pretty usually happy with that.
It's like generally a nice
it's generally a nice feeling. They're very hydrating. Korean skincare, everything's formulation. Like there are some really cool Korean skincare that you can get off the Korean stores. Then there's a couple of Korean skincare that you cannot get off the stores. And you have to get them from like professionals. So formulation is very, very important. Because I go to the mall and I go check out like the Korean and I always read the formulations.
Yeah.
So it was very like hyaluronic acid dominant.
I use the rice toner from that.
I was just going to say very rice dominant. Like why rice? It's a whitening agent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In our culture and Asian culture, we all used to use Fair and Lovely. You'd be lying if you didn't tell me you didn't use it once in your goddamn life. I swear.
Bleach in your face.
Yeah, bleach on your face. I'm a big promoter of like no bleach. You should love your color for the skin color you are, you know? Like accept it. You can obviously make it look nicer and fresher, but that's about it.
Okay, so let's go into men getting into this like world of not the skincare stuff, because I think they're generally into that, but men getting into like laser treatments, facials and stuff. I think is pretty like generally accepted, I guess. But yeah, like lasers, I don't even know, like needling stuff, or you have all this like cool equipment back there. Like how is that happening, and like what can you tell men, like what is popular, what's something that they can do or should do or whatever?
I think for men, it's definitely getting more comfortable for them to get these treatments done. So biggest thing is social media, that they've been like educating themselves. They're seeing like, okay, other men are doing like hydrofacials, blah, blah. So you kind of ease it into them. It's really good because when it comes to men, I always recommend just, really nice treatments like ultrasound treatments, and as well as microneedling, because these men generally have larger pores, a lot more buildup just due to lifestyle, and ultrasound and microneedling helps tighten these pores. When their pores are tighter, it's harder to get bacteria into the skin.
Okay.
And because what I tell men when they come here, take advantage of the fact that you guys are aging much slower than women. Like they should be taking advantage of the fact that their collagen production starts to decrease at 30 in comparison to 20 for like women, right? So take advantage of that. So when they do these treatments, I've noticed that they have much better results and faster results sometimes than the average woman. That takes, some things it may take like 3 treatments for her to see the results. For him, it might take 2, 1 less treatment, just because naturally it's just producing more collagen and, aging slower, just because that's just how men are. It's just genetically how they are, and their testosterone makes it.
It's like become like more popular, acceptable, I guess, for like men to get skin
skincare treatments.
And then things like laser or whatever.
Laser's been really common too.
Yeah. Like they want to like, I don't know, but they want to
like their back or their face.
They want to like look better at the beach or whatever, and they like less hair and
I
all
feel
that
like
kind of stuff, right?
A lot of men have an issue with this area right here. Okay. It's just because a lot of guys have beards, right? And a lot of guys that shave off their beards don't know whether if they're going to keep their beard this month or they're going to shave it off next month. So it's always kind of like mixing their aesthetic, like how girls get their hair color done. Sure. Like, oh, I'm going to be blonde today and maybe I'll be redhead in 2 months, So it's like the same concept. So lasers become really popular for men on the face due to near their eyebrow.
Sure, yeah.
Right? Just so they don't have to shave this area.
Yeah.
And it's been really common for a lot of guys that have a lot of hair that go to barbers to help them line up their face and their neck.
Like tone down the intensity of hair.
Because it's like, I want to look clean, but like your hair runs up all the way up from your chest to your neck. I've had clients where I had to like differentiate body parts.
Where does your neck end?
Sorry, your neck me too good, bro.
It's just like all one. It's like, all right, it's gonna find some skin. We're gonna line it up. We're gonna make you look photo, worthy and stuff.
So I think generally, like, people I think now have this understanding like it's okay for dudes, like it's acceptable, I guess. Maybe not like as masculine or manly.
It's okay, man.
It's okay.
You can
man.
you can put on some nice. You can feel nice.
You
with
can put on some moisturizer, bro.
Yeah,
It's
not
okay. You're allowed to feel beautiful,
Yeah.
just like all the girls.
You can remove.
To all my guys out there,
You can find your neck back when it's covered in hair again.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry to say, but y'all just
Clean.
hairy and like
Yeah,
y'all
it
need
is,
help.
man. It is.
you
Especially
know?
brown guys, like we're just hairy,
Yeah.
and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like if you like it, that's cool. If you don't, then there's nothing wrong with like
Yeah.
going in whatever process you want. You know what I mean?
I
Personal
think
choice
it's a
and shit.
cool process. I feel like it feels nice and clean, and like you know.
I don't know why this notion began of you need femininity. If
Yeah.
you're like being clean is not. It's just everyone
not a
should be to
feminine
some
thing.
degree. Yeah, it's not a feminine thing.
Yeah.
Like, dude, go clean up.
Yeah, like,
it doesn't
look
feel good to be
presentable.
dirty. It's fine to be like in your whatever
Masculine era.
Well, maybe you could scrub a little harder, bro. But
Yeah.
like, clean your damn face. Like.
I think
good
it's
for you.
definitely a lot
You
of
feel
like
good, right?
yeah, self care. Like men shouldn't feel like it's not masculine if I'm wearing sunscreen. If I look glossy, like why not?
There's
Like
that photo of that trucker.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one where it's like it's his face? He's like an older guy, so he probably never wore sunscreen in his life. But like it was his face driving trucks. Like
Yeah.
you seen that? One
One
side of his
side
face
is-
was so sun damaged.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That's
That is like a white guy, right?
yeah, I think
Listen,
so.
he's famous in every aesthetic school. That's what they show you. if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
wear
It's like a black and white
sunscreen.
photo,
That's
right?
interesting.
Yeah,
That photo's
yeah.
crazy.
I
It's
saw this
everywhere.
thing where it's like, dude, you're not gonna wear sunscreen? Like, you think you're stronger than the sun? Like, you think you're more
You think you're more powerful?
Yeah, you
Than
think you're
the
more
sun?
powerful than the freaking sun? Like, you can protect yourself. Go put some sunscreen on.
Sunscreen every day, yo. Every
Yeah,
day.
I gotta start getting back on that.
And
But
especially the
I
sunscreen
use
that Korean. I use that Korean one, Beauty of Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Yo, that sunscreen. Because the problem is with brown skin is
I
it
use
would always get
Caudalie.
white cast.
Yeah.
Huh?
I use Caudalie.
I use Hebe.
There you go.
I use yours too.
Yeah.
I use yours too.
That your sunscreen is nice because it's like almost like a moisturizer sunscreen.
Yeah, it is a moisturizer sunscreen.
Which one?
'cause The Hebe sunscreen.
Yeah.
It's beard. It's beard
No.
sunscreen.
No,
Moisturizer
Hebe.
sunscreen.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like
Her sunscreen, man.
Yeah,
Mine, yeah,
I
the
thought I
little
heard
purple
beard
jar.
sunscreen.
Yeah.
No, I have
Yeah,
it. Still
yeah.
the purple one. That thing never ends. Holy crap!
But you know the one we
It's a
have
lot
at
in
home
there.
is the one we have at home is not sunscreen. Is I put like regular lotion in there.
Not mine. She gave me her.
I use the W to like put normal
Yeah.
lotion in there.
Yeah.
Because I ran out.
But that thing stings if you get it in your eye, man.
Yeah, sunscreen
Yeah.
burns your eyes, man.
It
Yeah.
does.
That's like all sunscreen.
Sometimes like a lot of like sunscreens. There's different types. There's like
Yeah.
chemical sunscreens.
Mineral,
And then there's a mineral
Yeah.
sunscreen, right, which is like a physical, which just has inorganic compounds, and then a chemical one has organic compounds.
Okay.
Right, it's kind of like switched,
But
right?
one of them, that's one. One of them like does white cast. One of them is better for white cast, right?
So it's usually the chemical sunscreen
Yeah.
that does a little bit of the white cast,
Sure.
but it all depends on formulation.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like formulation is so important. People don't tend to forget. They keep looking at brand. Oh, like this brand, this person was talking about it, blah, blah, blah. Like I've seen some crazy great marketing on brands,
Yeah.
but their formulation is so shit.
Yeah. So Pixie, I was kind of talking to you about this, like just on our break and stuff. But like the thing that I really like about what you do and that you've had the benefit of having on your side is like the actual knowledge, right? Like you don't just promote and kind of like talk about what's good or not. You actually understand the actual chemistry of it and the composition and the formulation that you keep talking about. So having said that, and then you also went over to explain that, it's important to explain this stuff in a simple way, right?
Yeah,
Because
yes.
anyone can throw around these like 14-letter words and like, sound really
ingredients sound
smart.
fancy.
Yeah,
you know,
like if
whatever,
you're
yeah.
talking about titanium oxide or zinc oxide,
Yeah,
but people
like,
don't understand
I
what it
don't-
does.
Exactly. What does
You know
that do?
what I
So
mean?
explaining stuff. It's as simple as when you went over like how hyaluronic acid has smaller molecules and they can penetrate deeper into
better.
the dermis.
That's it.
So when you kind of picked up a big statement here by saying that brands don't matter all the time. So when I go pick up a bottle or something and I want to figure out what am I looking for on that bottle? What am I looking for on the back of the bottle in terms of this word you keep using, which is formulation, right? Like what am I looking for?
So it definitely, okay, so this is a little trick that I always kind of tell people. It's also a little bit of secret of mine, but now I'm going to be exposing it. So when you go to look at a product, right? This is how I determine whether I think this product is worth the money and to give it a shot. Is that when you look at the product, you'll always notice water is the first thing.
Yeah.
Then it's glycerine.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's preservatives, right? So they all have their own technical form, right? Of which type of preservative it is. And then it starts to drop into formulation. So the base is always water, glycerine, preservatives. And then you have a bunch of other chemicals. So
and fragrances.
And fragrances.
Yeah.
So what I like to look at is that if somebody is promoting, oh, this product over here has vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, and niacinamide, I like to look on that formulation and which part of the formula did it get dropped. So
in which order it's in.
In
right?
which order,
it's in, yeah.
So is it like the fifth formula? Or is it the last thing on the box? Right at the end.
Why does that matter?
It matters because that is the steps that were taken for the formulation to be created.
It's also how the first, like even in food.
Yeah, the
like
first thing is the most dominant thing.
The most
So
amount
like
of
water
stuff.
is more dominant.
Concentrated.
The concentration, right? Water is more dominant. Then glycerine, that gives that slip. It's not the cream that's giving you the glide. It's the glycerine that's giving you the glide. Yeah.
The glycerine.
It's the glycerine. Yeah,
The
man. Telling my secrets out here, guys.
No,
Better be coming to me after this.
Sum that up in like a 2-sentence.
No, this is what.
but this is why
Sum it up,
It's
like, 'cause that's
important.
gonna be a clip right there. Sum it
Yeah.
up in like a 10-second, like right into the camera. Like what's that? Like you go to Shoppers, you flip the bottle of
Yeah.
moisturizer over. Like what is it that I'm looking for?
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
they're gonna tell me, okay, this is a good product.
Yeah.
Aside
What are you
from,
looking
like,
for?
Yeah, aside
Right.
from like vitamin
What
C.
do I
blah,
look
blah,
for?
blah, yeah.
Based off that first question.
Peptides. If something's that I'm looking for, then I'm like, okay, if I'm going to spend the money, everything has hyaluronic acid these days. It's just a trend. Everything has vitamin C now these days, right? But then I started looking at peptides. Do they have tripeptides? And peptides are really good for the skin for just like overall collagen boost and like tone and texture of the skin. It's more of a higher grade and prominent formula that enhances the rest of the actual product. Yeah. So something like, for example, like I have a vitamin C. It's 10% vitamin C, very strong, very potent. What had upped my formulation of this vitamin C and its performance was the tripeptide that I had put in there. You know, so peptides is something I always say, guys, if there's peptides in it, it's a good product. You know, it's a good product.
Just like everything, like moisturizer.
Yeah. Like peptides are great. Yeah. They're really, really good. And it just depends. Like then you have things like retinol.
Sure. Oh yeah.
But retinol is tricky. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, it's strong.
Yeah, like someone like me who has natural rosacea, I put on a retinol, which I'm not supposed to all the time, but I like to kind of try to see how I would handle it. I look like a tomato for like a week. You know what I mean? But then, so it's very tricky with the retinols. So like that, with formulation, it all depends because some chemicals cancel out some things. So like, for example, when we first started talking about, you're like, oh, I have all these 12 things and each product does something different. Sometimes you have to be careful because what product you're using right now, another product might cancel that product out. Because at the end of the day, it's chemistry.
Yeah.
You have a formulation, you have like hydrogen, and then you have oxygen, and then things get twisted and involved, and you have something new. It's the same thing with products, but some things cancel out things. So that's a big thing as well.
It actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, some things do
It just
cancel out.
exactly. It just sounds attractive, because you read the bottle. You read the bottle, it's like this one's gonna make my skin brighter. And you read another one, it's like this one's gonna get rid of dead skin cells. You're like, yo, if I put it all together, it's gonna do everything.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Everybody does, like, another myth I feel like I've seen in the industry, and I learned this from my mom. She tries everything. Yeah. Too much of anything is not good. Yeah. Too much water isn't even good for you.
Yeah. Because then you actually have no idea of understanding which if something good starts happening, let's say, then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's because
Yeah.
it's like you don't know which one of those
product is it?
experiments, right? It has to be a controlled experiment. And in order for a controlled experiment to occur, you need to have only one factor changing.
Yeah.
Right. So you can address and understand what's happening in this controlled environment and then drop that. And I think I do this with my life, like in general a lot too, is like I test and see like, oh, if I'm sleeping this late, or if you changed your sheets to now silk sheets, and all of a sudden like your skin's getting better, but at the same time you also tried new product, like how do you know which one's doing that, right? So it's stuff like this I think is important, is that you, like you touched on for your mom, like who tries everything, like you don't even know what's working then,
at that point.
right?
But I also like to say, when you're trying so many different things, you're also messing with the skin barrier of the skin. So meaning, if you're constantly rubbing stuff onto your skin, like constantly using retinol, you are damaging the barrier of the skin. Retinol is to damage the skin a little bit to allow your body to do what it's meant to do, and that is to repair. The body is meant to repair itself. That's why the medical industry is so big. Like my brother, being a doctor, always tells to me, Pixie, sometimes you just gotta let the body do what it's meant to do. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what, you're right, because I always fall down and injure myself or get sick or something.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, okay, I gotta let my body do what it's meant to do. I started creating that concept in my skincare, because end of the day, when I'm doing these treatments, we're fighting against biology. You know, we're fighting against genetics. We're fighting against your lifestyle. And now we're here to let your body do what it needs to do, which is activate its white cells. You know, after your white cells get activated, your collagen gets to boost. You know, that comes from controlled skincare, you know, as well, things that damage your skin. Like microneedling is there to control damage. So we create micro wounds in the skin. You know, you have little wounds in the skin. We're damaging the skin, so we can allow the skin to produce more white blood cells that produces more collagen.
Yeah,
That
wake it up
tightens
a
the
bit.
skin.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? My name is Pixie. I'm here today with Saint Soldier Project. I'm excited to be here. I'm obviously the owner of Hebe Aesthetics, this amazing medical spa. A little bit about me is that I've always been surrounded around the medical and skincare industry, as well as the lifestyle of it. You know, I'm really lucky in that concept. So I've always been taught the correct way to do things. So I'm here to help everybody learn the truths, get out of that slump of all these information that doesn't make sense to them, and help them really, really find a good skincare routine, life routine to really help their lifestyle overall in beauty and inside and out. So at Hebe Aesthetics, we are not only promoting outer beauty, we're also promoting inner beauty. We have many treatments that just cater to all different kinds of age groups. We work with men, we work with women, we work with children that are experiencing a lot of crazy things these days. We do a lot of non-surgical facelift treatments. We do a lot of acne treatments, just overall skin and body health. So come check us out. Everything is medical grade, 5-star quality. You know, my service is 5-star quality, guys. So just come over to Hebe, meet me, meet the team, meet the machines that we work with, and, you know, discover your own, you know, love the skin you're in. Discover that and, you know, be confident. And at Hebe, that's what we're all about. We're all about confidence and solutions. There's never a problem. There's always a solution, though. So, yeah, don't worry about it and come check us out.
Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
And we are exposing the skincare industry.
Yes, we are.
All right.
That was okay.
Cut.
Okay,
That was
that
so
was
sick.
good.
That was wonderful.
That was
That was
good.
amazing.
Thanks, guys. I needed this today.
Good.
I'm glad I saw you guys.
Very good.
I was like in bed. I was like, I gotta get the
Yeah.
fuck out and get out of this
glad.
fucking slump.